Good morning, good morning, good morning, our wonderful people. Happy to be here. Happy to have you guys here. We are so happy to share the information today. You can see the topic was sent as usual. So, welcome to the program. Please, please, please help us to share and like and subscribe and follow and all those things that we always lament about because people need to get this information. The more informed we are, the better decisions that we can make. So help us to share this information. Call your brothers and sisters. Share with your pastors. There's nothing wrong with our topic being the topic of the day at church, right? Because we are looking for liberation. Christ said that he came to give us freedom, abundant freedom, right?
Yep.
So this is part of that freedom walk, freedom journey that we are discussing. So share with your pastors, share with anyone that you know have access to large amount of people so that we can get home quicker. There are so many, we have so many things to be done. We don't have time to waste. So the earlier we can finish the journey, the earlier we can start doing the work that needs to be done. So please help us to like and share and all those things that needs to be done. We are on YouTube, Facebook, um, Twitter, Instagram, Amazon then calls Rumble. We try to
Rumble everywhere, Twitter, yeah.
our people will be. So please help us to share this information. We are here talking about things that will change our life. We're talking about things that in years to come, people will marvel at the work that was done to get to this destination. So there is nothing wrong. For the first time, we are demonstrating the essence of resistance, consistency, doing the right thing continuously, even when people are not following you, even when people are mocking you, even when you're not popular, you're constantly doing the right thing. And there is no other destination for you to get to as to your right destination. So help us to share and like and do all those things. I'll do the same while my sister chips in.
Thank you so much, Dr. Munachi. Yes, thank you, our people, our viewers. We appreciate you. Yes, those that are stumbling this video upon this video for the first time. It's important that you watch till the end. What you get from this information, this video, it will deliver you and your people. So it's so important. It's life-saving. I'm Dr. Ekwi Simon Okube. I live in Lexington, Kentucky. Help us to share, like, subscribe. And the regular ones, we appreciate you because couldn't have got this far without you. We can
Yes.
see that during the week we try to analyze where our viewers are coming from. We saw the people that are on top. We see so we appreciate you. We are seeing you are seeing your work. So you don't think that your work is not being appreciated or noticed. We are seeing them and we appreciate it. Please continue, like my sister said. Your pastor need to hear this. Your traditional leaders, your social influencers, those that are going naked on social media where their children are about to die. Please take this information to them because nobody will say, I did not hear. We'll continue to share and I'll join us to share as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let me just take a few more minutes to share. I get a call from a brother in that lives in UK telling me that for some reason he can't find us. So let me share. I don't know what is going on, but no gates of hell will stop where we're going and what we're doing. None whatsoever. We are so determined because the lives of our children, like we've always lamented on this show, depends on getting it right. So we cannot afford to mess up. We cannot afford to give up. We cannot afford to be deterred by one algorithm or the other. Our goal is for maximum freedom for our people to live their God-given right lives and do the right thing, and help elevate the other people. That's the thing. When we elevate ourselves, when we are in a position to do good, because that's what we do. We are the kind of people that do good. So if we are in a position where we are settled, where our lives are not endangered, we'll be able to do more. We love to save humanity. That's why we love the word madu. There's beauty in life. We've always known that. That's why we name it as a name where we come from. So allow us to get this information through so that our people will get the right information that they need. I know that hunger and confusion, oh, has destroyed the brain of our people. They don't understand anymore. They will rather watch some things that will not give them freedom and things that people that are lying to them than to actually follow the one thing that can help us to get where we're going. So we'll continue to share a few more minutes. All right. Okay. Welcome, brother Ogene. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while, but I know you watch after the show. Welcome. Thank you guys so much. Once again, we are going to do what's right. We are going to do what's popular. We are not a follower, we are leaders. So we don't follow everyone at bottom, everyone a trendy. We follow what will work and be sustainable for the sake of our children. So continue to help us to share and call other people to join the show. You can always ask your questions down here and we'll be able to comment on it as time permits. So, welcome, welcome, welcome to the program. As usual, we are going to showcase what we are talking about with some PowerPoint. We'll be sharing that PowerPoint as well so that people can get the information that they need at their own time. Our topic goes today as Africa, God's El-Dorado with fabulous abundance. In El-Dorado, there's everything. You have unlimited resources. So it's not um, a mistake that we chose that topic, right? Because we live in a continent, Africa. They have made us to think there's nothing left there. The headline news here in America that I saw yesterday is telling us that Africans are less safe than they were a decade ago. Because the same people told us that Africa is going to be the place where things will be booming next this century. Things will be booming in Africa. A lot of people are investing there, but guess what? The enemies are there causing insecurities everywhere, causing killings. So as we are speaking, we are less safer than we are 10 years ago because of insecurity. And we can make this thing. We can make this thing work, my people. We can fix this matter. How is it that all these other people that are coming and directing us and telling us about democracy are living okay with their brothers and sisters? Where in our place they make sure that we are killing each other. We don't make AK-47, but it's everywhere in our land. We don't make bombs, but it's everywhere in our land. We don't make all these things, but they make sure that we have access so that we can be destroying each other or each other's while they come in and steal our resources. So we live in the land of milk and honey, and yet we lack basic necessities. We know that one thing limiting our ability to thrive, especially in that space called Nigeria, is the 1999 Constitution. This is so much so that at the Port Harcourt International Conference this year, 2023, our so-called former President Obasanjo called for a truly people-led, people-made constitution. This is the guy that is going about endorsing all kinds of people for election. This is the guy that upheld the election constitution that he did not know anything about. We saw our brother Nayomudu being treated that in one of the videos. He didn't know. He didn't even know where he was. They went around and get a copy, and he upheld that constitution. Now he's now telling us that we are not gonna go anywhere if we do not have truly people-led, people-made constitution. And our people are not getting it. We're telling you guys we cannot continue to be at the level of at this age. We've been singing that song at elementary school, and my people are just singing the same song after 100 years. You can see that we are not moving forward. But we know for all these things the so-called Obasanjo is telling us to happen, we must trash the fraudulent 1999 Constitution. Without that, as whatever intention that all these incoming candidates, which I don't think they do, because if they have good intentions, they should have asked for the right thing to do. I mean, they should have asked to do the right thing. So we know they don't have good intentions. It's good old boy network. They're going to collect their own. How are you guys going to not make me get my money? We know they don't care anything about us. We're not going to move forward under this constitution. In the beginning of times, God created heavens and the earth. He made our land, our African land, to be full of natural resources with acres of arable lands. But the enemy came, brought darkness and confusion. They destroyed the natural borders and boundaries of Africa, fragmented them, scrambled the indigenous peoples within, causing confusion everywhere. By making this original indigenous nation void and without any form of shape, it became much easier to steal their resources, and the people became world's poorest people. Hunger everywhere. It's not bad enough that they gave us hunger, then they're giving us insecurity. Brothers killing brother. Hmm? We can't even come together to say, how do we get ourselves out of this recession, inflation that we find ourselves in? We are busy trying to stay alive. 7 o'clock, you have to be indoor or you'll be killed. Blood everywhere. We know that it is also the fate of the indigenous nations trapped within this British created nation to manage this one Nigeria that is facing existential threat with great darkness upon their lands and inhabitants. We can get out of this British trapped nightmare that we find ourselves in. They are surviving on our blood. They are surviving on our ignorance. They are surviving on our lack of ability to move forward. They are surviving on our lack of understanding to know that with the so-called fraudulent 1999 constitution that stripped away all your right as a citizen of that nation, that you go nowhere. But there's a good news. As God created light in the beginning to disperse the darkness of that time, NINAS, the Nigerian Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination, and the Children of Light, they have successfully smoked out, exposed, and shamed the agent of thick darkness covering Nigeria and by implication Africa for centuries. Hence, the confession coming out from different quarters against this fraudulent 1999 constitution. I must give it to my people. They are getting it. Even the people that were fighting it for years, calling it fake names, making fun of it, trying to demean what we're doing. We see our brother Vika that is going online promoting a referendum. Nobody wants to give Nina's recognition. They want to think that they were reading the Bible and boom, it came out from the Bible and God revealed it to them. But it's okay. Don't mention Nina's. Keep taking credit for something you didn't do. We will sit here and tell you that our people have for years, there are people, especially the so-called educated professionals that are trained in whatever, all these fancy universities. When they're done with them, their brain of who you think they are, that's your brother you think went to Budo has left. They will bring you home somebody else that is only worried about the British interests or American interests or Iranian interests or Ukrainian, whatever country they went and schooled at. That's why you can see the like of Nkrumah, the so-called Pan-Africanist that said he wants to save Africa. The first thing he did was to marry a spy and brought into his bedroom. Tell me how he's going to move forward. We've been lying to ourselves for years. You say you want to liberate Africa. The first thing you did is to bring a foreigner into your own bedroom. And you think she will not sell you out? She did her people a favor. They saw that they probably paid her family off and used her to get all the information that they get. That's why you didn't move any forward and they took you out. You cannot plan with the enemies. We must plan for ourselves. So today, we will help you to understand your unique role, the unique role that you need to play in the ongoing fight against darkness and backwardness brought upon the people by this fraudulent 1999 constitution. We will help you to understand your unique role in the restoration of stolen sovereignties of indigenous peoples trapped in the rogue state called Nigeria. We will help you to understand that you are not going to go anywhere forward, whether it may vote to your brother, your sister, or whatever, under this fraudulent 1999 constitution. And lastly, we'll show you how to rebuild the ancient ruins of indigenous people's land as the darkness of caliphate, British, colonial, and neocolonialism recedes. They don't have any choice. We need to end the bazaar. It's not even bazaar because with bazaar, if we don't you bring money to buy bazaar. This one is free loading. They keep stealing and loading in their truck. You know, the one that the reverend will do, he will park his truck in the back of the church. Omo choir will be bringing everything for free. It is sad to watch this. It is sad to for people not to understand what we need to do to move forward. We've been struggling for no reason. We have our Christmas present given to us, and yet we don't want to open it. Enough of that. Continue to help us to share. Continue to let our people know about this information. We need to make this change and make it quick so that we can go home. We can go home and rebuild our ancient ruins. It's not that hard, my people. These people do not care about you. I don't care what they tell you on national TV. They've been lying to us year after year. We have not moved forward. We move one step forward and then we go 500 steps backwards. Oh, Sister, please go ahead while I find pull up the theme video.
Yes, thank you, my sister. Facebook is limiting me. Said that they're limiting the number of times I'll share that so that there won't be spam. Please help us to share, like, and subscribe our people. This message will get to our people in that way. And it's getting there. So we appreciate what everyone is doing. Because you know what? Before they know what is going on, this ship will sail. So please continue to like, subscribe. This is the video from our brother, Colonel Ojukwu. We hear people making all sorts of broadcasts these days because, when social media, because they're saying that the mainstream media stopped us from getting the type of information that we should get because they started doing brown envelope journalism, no free speech. They have to pay them for what they need to say and all that. But God has helped us. Internet is here and information is coming at us from left, right, central. So everything that has advantage, of course, will have disadvantage. We know that. And we know that people will grab information that they cannot verify and run with it. So please, we want our people, as you are trying to educate yourself, be careful where you go to. Be careful. It's just like what happened with Bible. The Bible is there. If you can sit down and read it gradually, chronologically, it will make sense to you. You
The
will know.
pastor will not have to deceive you.
No. So when the pastor is saying something that does not make sense, something to use it to sell himself and package himself and make money and dupe our people, you will know. These things are not hard. You will know. And that's what even the Bible expects of you. The Bible expects you to read it by yourself. Start from the simple ones that you can understand. It will make sense. If it doesn't make sense, know that there's a mistranslation. Know that there's something that needs to go and look for another version. See that the word, see how the word was used, and then read it in context. It will make sense to you. It's so simple and straightforward because that book contains great men, great women, what they did right, what they did wrong, who spoke to them, who did not speak to them. I've never seen a book like that will show you great men and put their mistakes inside. The other books we see people write is they will write all the good things they did and they will cover the bad ones they did. But not this book. It puts everything. Why? So that we will learn from their mistakes. That is so it is how it is now. As we speak now, you and I, we are writing the book of our lives. Years after now, people will study our lives, see what we did right and what we did wrong. That is how it was with our fathers that fought the Biafran War, the Nigeria Biafran War. It was a genocide. And we will explain it to you again. They were killing us and we started running. As we were running, we ran to our territory. They will not even allow us run to our territory, like what is happening in Southeast now. They use all sorts of people, all sorts of things, even some people within us, to begin to kill us. We needed to safeguard the territory. And our people called on this great man, Colonel Ejukwu. He did not start the war. They called on him. If you look at the songs, because we told you people that if you listen to songs and languages, you will get truth. One of the songs is Ojukunyayi Manyaye Wekaije Wondi Natwai Ndi Ulai. I don't know what meant to mention the name they use in that song. That shows you that our people were pushing for it. They saw the killing, they saw the massacre, and they said, you know what? We need to run. We need to protect our people. By the time we finish all this thing we are doing, we examine further. So don't worry yourself. Nobody is going to lie to anybody. These things are open. They're not hidden. My family fought in this war, in this genocide. And I still have a living brother that was a teenager. And nobody recruited him. He just saw my father move. He used my father's extra military wear. And he moved. And he's still alive today. So there's no mago inside it. And anybody that is telling you that this man that gave all he had and even the entire assets of his family to deliver Ndibo was not a great man, I beg you, please be careful with such people. Be careful. These people that are promoting one Nigeria of Fulani, Britain, and Caliphate, saying that that is what is good for my people, I don't know what to tell you. But my God in heaven will answer you. I know some of you don't even believe that there's God. But no problem. Like Patience will say, there is God though. And we know that he is available and he's around. So this clip is a very short clip. It will tell you his stay, what Ojukwu was thinking towards the end of his life. We have been through phases as a people. When we came out and say, what do? We are Ndibo. In that area, we have other peoples there. Urobo, Ijo, Ibibio, all those peoples that are there. Nobody wants to take anybody's land. That's why when he said, what do we call this new republic? Somebody from our cousins suggested, let's call it Biafra. He did not start fighting. No, let's use Igbo. Because he wanted and something that is all-inclusive. It's okay, let's do it this way. That was what was patterned in that time, that period of time. But as things went on towards the end of his life, he began to work with this project, this Nina's project. It was not called Nina's at then because we told you we moved for over 23 years. So he was part and parcel of it. By the time he saw the details of this work, he said, this is it. Because we told you that by the time our people were fighting that Nigeria-Biafra war, there's so much information that they did not have. Britain kept a lot of information in their archive. For Ninas to do the work they are doing today, they had to break into some of those archives to bring out information that is helping them understand ebe mmiri si wee ba n'opi ụgbọgụrụ, ebe mmiri si wee maba anyị as peoples in this geographical space. And that is why they are basing their solution, their work on facts. And these things are not hidden. It's something that if you can sit down, like we said, sit down and read your Bible so that the fake pastors will not deceive you. Fake bishops and priests that colonial masters put in our land, they will not deceive you. That's the same way we are telling you. This thing we are doing, if you don't have anything to do, just sit down with it. Even if you have something, you can be playing it while you're cooking. You can be playing it while you're doing any other thing. So that, you see, our work, you understand it. We don't want follow. We want people that will listen, understand what is going on, begin to connect the dots, like we are making you here. We come so that you connect the dots and follow. It's easy to follow. It's something that you can reason out. It's something that you can critically think. That's if you are an honest person. That means in our one you are ready to tell yourself the truth, not deceiving yourself and believing that there's one thing somewhere. So please, let's listen to it. It's very short and then we'll continue. Thank you, my sister.
We have tried to live a Nigeria designed by Great Britain and handed to us. We have found it difficult to live in that Nigeria. We have fought a civil war, killed so many people, and still we have the same problems reoccurring. Perhaps the time has come to revisit the very foundations of Nigeria.
Thank you. While my sister pulls up the PowerPoint, we'll just mention on what he said. He said, we have tried to live in the Nigeria designed for us by Great Britain. This thing he said is what Obasanjo just retreated. And they are all part of that group. These are the people that went before us. They know certain things that we are just learning.
Mm-hmm.
He said we have tried. He said the same problem is reoccurring. This video is out there. Go and look at it and listen. He said perhaps it's time for us to revisit the very foundation upon which we are trying to build. Is that not the same thing the Obasanjo just told you? So if you know this truth, why are you running? Why are you running? Like millipede that they just cut off the head blindly, everywhere, but where the solution is. You are going everywhere, doing everything except what will get solution to your problem.
Unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. My sister, go ahead if you're ready.
Yes, my dear, it's definitely unbelievable. But we'll get this right. Like we said, for the sake of our children, you guys will do the right thing. As we are speaking, we know that these people have left us in a discarded us in a trash called Africa. At least that's what they claim. But as we listen, we can see their utterances of things that we know is the fact. Except that maybe our people don't know what the fact is because they have feeding us bad information. They've been giving us, brainwashing us with bad information. The only place that you can find the milk and honey would be in the Western world. Why they go around and steal our resources and make Africa unsafe. According to former President Chirac, he said we bled Africa for 4.5 centuries. We looted their raw materials, then we told lies that the Africans are good for nothing. In the name of religion, we destroyed their culture. Yep. We don't want to show who we are. We are westernized. I know English. We even change our names. As a cheat, or cheated. How do you say that? Cheat. Because you don't want to be who you are anymore. They did it all. And after being made rich at their expense, we now steal their brains through miseducation and propaganda to prevent them from enacting black retribution against us. I can't really blame these people. Just like the Fulanis, they always tell us what they're going to do. It's us that is not listening. Did my scarf come off? It's us that is not listening. We don't listen. We want to pretend. We want to be singing a flavor song when you are a slave in your father's land. As we speak, according to last 2017 Global Justice Now report, that's the last one that we pulled up, he gave us some figures to look at, to think about, to go and digest. Because I'm not way down high, when you're calling out this money because we are poor, we cannot phantom the damn money. I think these things, maybe we should begin to show a room that will contain 32 billion. Maybe people will begin to get that information. According to that report, Africa subsides the world by $32 billion a year. Funds that they bring into Africa is $161.6 billion. They look at the funds out of Africa, $202.9 billion.
Onyinye mommy water.
I know. And then they turn around and claim they will give you aid, right? Because usually they will go and cause hunger. and then they will show up with their pastors, and then they will bring an African child with EGG on her face and tell you, hey, go come and save an African child. Whereas it's the same group of people that is causing the hunger in the land.
Exactly. Causing the war and the hunger. Then they're stealing the gold, diamond, uranium, and everything in billions.
And they want to project themselves as Isbo money. So they will go by the trash can, stand by an African child, and hold their protruded stomach and say, bring $10 a day, we'll save this child. They claim they will give us aid, though. They'll be giving us aid. The one they gave in 2017 is 19.7 billion. Debt repayment is 18 billion. And there's a documentary that I watched. They set up this system of aid giving and money giving and interest and all these things so that they can hold us in perpetuity.
Yes.
In terms of the money that we are owing them. So that whenever we wake up for retribution, they will say, oh, okay, fine, we stole all your stuff, but the interest rate of the one we giving you surpasses the stuff that we stole. That's the way they design the system. So we know what they're doing. African government debt burden 25% to 75% of their GDP. Because every time we turn around, they know. Think about who will keep giving money to someone that is not running the business correctly.
Exactly. Who does that? Does it even make sense?
Who does that? We know they are not doing anything. They are not paying teachers. They are not developing anything. But every time you turn around, this so-called World Bank and all the criminal entities among them, we keep giving them money. Nothing to show for it. Nobody asks them, okay, can I see what you guys did with this money? Just like they do in their country.
Exactly.
We give you 50 billion. Can you show me infrastructures and things you put in place and account for this? I went to an institution where they give grants. For them to give you this grant, you will write what you're doing with even the last penny on that grant. You must write everything down to the penny.
If they look for $1, you are in trouble.
Oh, yeah. They sent me a letter one time and said, that they will send the police. The police, because $1 wasn't what things and $5 was unaccounted for. So they said the police will come for investigation. But in Africa, they will give them money, no accountability.
Nothing.
They will turn around and give them more and say, oh, now Africa is owing debt. I know it's not debt, debt ceiling. I just able to the sky. That's all they're doing. No accountability. And we are watching all of this.
GPT.
And then those of us in diaspora that sending money, because without us, that place you call Nigeria will flop. You're looking at $32 billion a year. What about the multinational siphoning, $32.4 billion a year? Are we talking about stolen funds? Stolen funds. I don't even, this number here is one that was captured. You know what I mean? Because there's no way they will capture all the ones. What about the plane? Sister, remember the plane in Afena, Poto?
Exactly. Illegal mining that is going on everywhere.
Who's going to come for that one? So these are the ones that they capture the number. There are so many of them that is uncaptured.
Exactly.
And yet Africa is poor. The same Africa they are talking about. Our 60% of our land is an arable land. Raw material, 90% in our raw material reserve. Are we talking about gold? Are we talking about diamonds, platinum? These are the ones that have been, like we know they are there. What about the ones that we don't know where they are? Yet they will come and steal, destroy the place, fly by to their country and turn around and call us whatever name they want to call us. Why? Because we don't understand the value that we hold. We don't. We don't appreciate what we have. And then when we do try to get ourselves together, they will go and bring AK-47 and tell you this one is this one, that one is this one is Anglican, Catholic, shoot yourself, don't marry yourself, start fighting. Always looking a way to instigate violence amongst us, because with violence, we will never come together to discuss our future. We will continue to vote at this age when we know we are not moving forward. There are people who will say, oh, go and vote. When you get there, we'll go from behind and talk to Peter Obi for him to change it. You see how you guys start war? You see how you guys are trying to start another Biafran war in Nigeria?
Without asking, is he able to change it? Who put it before that you want to change? What happened to Abiola? What happened to all the people in the time past that tried to make that change all by themselves? What happened to them?
Remember, he told them he's not changing anything.
And he said he was not going to change anything because he values his life. He values his life. He knows the truth. He has already said that this thing is like vehicle without engine. So he knows the truth. So he had to promise them because his personal gain. He has sworn that he must be president at all costs. Whether he is able to change anything or not, he just want to answer president.
It's sad. So we have all these resources that we can use to move ourselves forward, yet we are not making use of any of them. We're there lying to ourselves. We don't want to call out the truth. We're there pretending. We're there wishing. We're there all over the that's I the Kanda abroad misinformed continent. Sad. Are we talking about our landmass? As we speak, you can actually fit Europe, China, and United States into African territory and still will have space left. I don't know if you guys heard that. You will fit the so-called Europe. These people now be marginalized that keep stealing our resources, the likes of Tony Blair and all of them, and they will keep us down while they're using our resources to fix their own place. You can put Europe, China, United States in African territories and still have space. So why do you think they want to depopulate Africa? When we can fit all of them, 3 of them combined. We can fit all of them, but they want to depopulate Africa because they want to replace the indigenous peoples, just like they did in South Africa. That's where there's insecurity everywhere. Every time you turn around, killings. Ghana and Mozambique, they are killing people. They are killing, instigating unnecessary war, fights, everything. Tribal war, just name it. Religious war, every kind of war. And we are still living as if we are in the dark ages. People are being killed like an animal every day.
And they will tell you, they'll turn around and tell you, there's crisis because you're upholding your tribe. This tribal sentiment. It's tribe. How come that we are tribes and we are not fighting ourselves before at this level of extermination level? We knew Yoruba people, they will stay and do their business. Igbo people will stay in their place. We knew their place, we knew their culture, we knew our own culture, we knew how we were intermarrying and doing everything naturally. We are not clean ourselves. But they will go to border, discover mineral resources there, and make the 2 villages that are there to start fighting themselves. And then they will start stealing the things. And they will turn around and say, oh, it's tribal settlement. Tribes in Europe are nations.
Yes.
Some of the nations in this European Union that you are hearing, one is just maybe like 7 million. They are tribes.
Very small.
How come in Europe tribes are nations? Then in Africa they say, oh, let's live with tribal sentiment. I'm an Igbo woman. You can't change it. God made me an Igbo woman, and that's who I am. I'm not changing it. That's my identity.
You made a good point about depopulating so they can take the resources. As we are speaking, I don't know, there was a news going on last week about how they're trying to build new homes for the IDP camp people. Nobody's asking what happened to their land.
Exactly.
Who took over their land? What is going on there that they cannot take their home? These people are promoting for them to build 2 by 2 because all these globalists, they're saying, live, how do you say it? Live happy, own nothing and be happy. Own nothing and be happy.
Meanwhile, they want to own the world. They want to own the world.
I know. So they are moving these people in Nigeria, in IDP camp, and they are building 2 by 2 houses for them. Why are you guys not, if you all are in so much love with these people, how come, who took over their land?
Exactly.
Who chased them out of that land?
Okay.
Why can't they go back to their land?
Okay. Because they want the resources in the land.
And our sister is taking credit for being the architect that will be drawing the homes for them. Nobody's asking the right questions.
No.
Why should Africa be the capital poverty, poverty capital of the world? Why should it be? Because when they do that, we are fighting each other. We are hungry. We're always in a survival mode. We are picking crumbs. We cannot look up because in order for you to start looking, because people look at us, they were like, well, how are you guys fighting for people? My husband's friend said that fighting for people that are marked for death. Because when you have passed that survival mode, you're able to look down and see what you can do. That's why when you come to Western world, They are thriving because a lot of people are already up here in that hierarchy of need, and they comfortably enough to start saying, how do I help other people to come up?
Exactly.
But no, they left us in a survival mode where we are looking for what to eat the next day. If you go to bed, generator will be banging on your head till morning, and then the phone companies will give you midnight data free and keep you awake all night.
And then it's carbon monoxide that is coming from the generator will saturate everywhere, kill the remaining part of the brain that is what was supposed to work. And everybody is just like crazy person. I think it's normal.
So as all of these things is happening, we will never have any kind of self-actualization. Never. We'll be running back in circles. How are you going to look to save other people when you are drowning yourself? It's not possible. And we're not asking you guys to. What we're asking is that for people to come on board, understand the games that these people are playing, and put a stop to it so that we can move forward. And that's really, they won't have anything to say to you if you tell them no, it goes in. It's like somebody trying to beat you and you hold up their hand in the air.
Exactly.
How is the punch going to land? We have to do better. Go ahead, sister.
Yeah, that's all we are telling our people. Try and understand what the issues are so they don't just go in, especially those that want to talk to our people. Please help us to share, like we said, invite your friends to this conversation, especially those that want to broadcast. It will be bad if you want to talk to my people and you don't know what the issues are. You don't even understand where we're going. You will mix up issues. Now, it will be worse when somebody wants to get educated. You now get the type of education that will kill your brain. You see, you have not done anything. So please, those of you that are broadcasting, you need information, you need accurate information. Yeah, we want you to talk to our people, but we want you tell them the truth. Use accurate information. Sit down, watch this. Even if you can't watch it at once, watch, go and do something, come and continue. That's how I watch some of the things I watch. So it's so important that you get this information. So somebody will say, so what are the retrogressive forces in Africa? We want to look at those forces because they can be identified. They're identifiable. The things happening to us are not hidden. They have names. You can identify them. You can say this is when it started, this is how to end it. They are identifiable. And we want to give credit also to our brother, Dr. Israel Nonyerem Davidson, because it's part of what he's taught that we are putting in this. So the forces, slavery has not ended. If you think that slavery in Africa has ended, it has not ended. That is what you're seeing as self-trafficking, sex trafficking, carrying our children out, both boys and girls. Colonialism, it has not ended. Neo-colonialism project, these things have destroyed our identity. These things destroy, because for them to do this, they do what my sister was trying to describe: divide and conquer, divide and rule. They use Christianity, they use religion to divide us, use their education to divide us. You give birth to your children that are not with you at home from age 5, they're in boarding school. When they come back, they're strangers. You don't know them, they don't know you. And you are supposed to live together. They don't know you.
And they're not doing the same to their children. No,
No,
their
they're not
children
doing the
will
same
stay
to
here
their
till
children.
18. But they will tell you to send yours to boarding school from 10th grade, 10 years of age.
And when they come back, our children come back from boarding school, our people say they want to copy Oyibo man that at 18 they send their children out. They will send their children, like the children that you didn't raise. They don't know you. In your old age now, you want them to come around and take care of you. They don't know who you are. There's no bonding. It will not happen. Have you seen what we're saying? These are forces dividing, destroying us. Forces making us to go back in Africa. And this is not just in Nigeria. It's the same project in the entire Africa. We use Nigeria as a case study because we are in that Nigeria and we're able to study and see the things going on. So if you belong to nowhere, you will not lay claim to anywhere or anything. That's the strategy. They divide you. You live in Abuja, you live in Lagos. You are not indigenous anywhere. If you're not indigenous anywhere, you will not say, oh, this is my land. The resources there should be kept. You have lost identity. You are nowhere. Some people in my class forum, sometimes they start to ridicule. Oh, we want Agbo referendum. We want to try ridiculous. Stop all this thing. You can do better, because your people do expect you to understand what is going on. At least you went to school to develop your brain, right? Why? How come market women understand the issues more than you, that you call yourself that you're educated? Does it make sense? So if you belong to nowhere, you will not lay claim to anything or anywhere. That's why they're doing that. So
That
they
is
divide
strategy.
us with religion. Sorry?
I said that is a strategy.
Yes. So they divide out with anything, with religion. You are like my sister said, this one's in the house, this one is Anglican, this one Roman Catholic, this one is Pentecostal, Pentecostalism or whatever. This one is even in Pentecostal. They have Oyedepo, Obiyoye, what are their names? Ijebuje, whatever names they call themselves. All these are divisions. If they're introducing God to you, how come we are not upholding Christ? Upholding that one God and saying together, no matter where you worship, we are together. No, it's their little kingdom, so that there will be division. And then Deeper Life will say, oh, I'm Deeper Life, we are going to heaven. You are not a Christian for being you are in Anglican. You are not a Christian. Don't associate with them. You people are separate. I have a sister that is trying to expose some of the things that happen in Deeper Life, and some of these are churches, is it Mountain on Fire or something? A lot of exposition going on. So please, our people, we want you to get informed on the truth so that you understand. If it's Christ they are preaching to you, you are supposed to be one. After all, you're all calling the name of Christ. So why are you not together? Why are you not united? But you can't be united because they don't want you to be united, so that they can divide and conquer you. Down to your community, down to your family levels. And when you are divided, how will you unite to fight the enemy?
Yeah, in the morning when you wake up, your husband will go to Catholic church, you go to Adiboye's church, and you live in one
The children will go to a BOS own or COSA. Then you come back, you want to speak in one language and have a common unite. Even in family, you cannot unite, let alone community, then town, and then nation. Have you people seen what is going on? They brainwash our people so that they will never ask to be fulfilled on earth. They want them to make heaven. They'll tell you, oh yes, you should not worry about getting earthly things. As a woman, if you want to marry, don't look for a man that is hardworking. Just marry any man. Don't be materialistic. Keep your money in heaven. No, your reward is in heaven. But for them, they are building mansions on earth here. They are living in mansions. You are living in huts. And when you tell them to die and go to that mansion, that heaven they are preaching, they will get an armored car and get security to guard them. Why are you getting an armored car now? Why are you getting security to guard you? You would have died to go to heaven. Naturally, your mansion is in heaven. Why do you want to stay here now? My people, yes, if they deceive you, they will win you. We are telling our people, we're not saying you should not worship God, but go with your brain. Take your brain along when you're going. You are free. There's freedom of association. So you are free to be anywhere. But what we're saying, any Christianity, any religion that is not improving who you are and who your family, your unit, your community, your country, and you have prayed and prayed and your country is going from bad to worse, something needs to be re-examined. That's what I'm saying. You need to have a rethink on what you have been doing for years. It's only a crazy man that will continue to do the same thing and expect a different result. That does not happen. So the brainwashing needs to stop. We can't allow these criminals to continue to steal everything that belongs to us and be brainwashing our people into accepting that it's okay to be poor on earth. Deeper Life people, they only wear okrika. They will never wear anything brand new, cover their ear, and meanwhile their pastor is buying an Italian suit. Who did this to you people? Wake up, wake up, wake up. We are not attacking you, but we are saying that you must wake up. You must wake up. It's important for us. You are not waking up. You allow yourself to be brainwashed. It's what has left you colonized, both by Britain, Fulanese, all of them, because your brain, you can't think anymore. You are just on the floor. At the base of that triangle, all you're thinking about is your next meal. You can't aspire to get to the top where you are comfortable. Is it not better to worship God when you're comfortable? See me see trouble. You think God wants you to be, he said, I came to give you life and give you abundant life. It is not his will that you live the life that you're living. However, there are things that need to be done so that everybody will get to that level, not just few people. That's not the will of God. You aspire to build mansions in heaven, while your pastors are building empires for their children on earth and their grandchildren, refusing to die and move into that mansion that they say they have in heaven. I'm not saying whether they have or they don't have, but if they have a mansion in heaven, why are they not dying to go and enter it? Rather, they are building empire here for their children and their grandchildren. You, they are telling you to live in huts and wait for your mansion when you die and go to heaven. Does it make sense? It doesn't make sense. So forces, we are talking about forces that have kept Africa backward. Ignorance, fear, and military power. Three things, three tools that the colonial masters used. The church is helping them to keep the people ignorant. The stupid educational system that the government is putting in place is also helping them to keep the people ignorant. Now, when you are ignorant, you will be afraid of things that you're not supposed to be afraid of. Like when you tell a child, oh, ojuju, ojuju, the child will be afraid because the child doesn't know. By the time the child grows out, he says ojuju, he looks out to see whether, where is the ojuju, what is it? If it's darkness, she's able to carry torch and put into the darkness and see there's no ojuju there. It will not work anymore. You will not use ojuju to scare the child anymore because now the child knows. So when you are ignorant, that is when fear will come in. And as that fear is catching you, they will now use their military power. If you wake up, if you talk, I shoot you, I kill you, to control you and make sure that you don't ever, they have a purpose, so that you don't ask about your inheritance. The inheritance that God gave to you, you give it up because you're ignorant and you are afraid. Democracy in Africa distracts our people from truth. That's another force that keeps Africa down. That democracy that Fela called democracy, demonstration of grace, demonstration of madness. That's what democracy is in Africa. In Nigeria, you don't have democracy. How can you have democracy when you have military 1999 constitution in place? That's not democracy. Democracy is supposed to be the government of the people, for the people, by the people. But the paper that is being used to govern you, you did not even make. It was made by military, through the caliphate, through military. British caliphate partnership, but they have to use somebody, the military, the people we call the class of 66. This Obasanjo was saying. They are the ones that made it. So it is not democracy. It's the height of the hypocrisy for Obasanjo to be going around and say, oh, vote for this person. He will bring a Yaradua for you. After Yaradua is dead, he will bring a Buhari. Buhari is dead. He will tear PDP certificate, card membership. He will go from PDP to APC to APGA to this one. The democracy in Nigeria is demonstration of grace. It's not democracy. So as people will say, you see, it says the fraud called democracy, an African distraction. They are using that thing called democracy to distract us. Government is meant to solve problems. How come our own government, our own democracy, they don't solve any problem? It's distraction from the truth. But why are they doing it? You see, governance in Nigeria, for instance, and entire Africa, is a means of making money. That's what it is in Africa. Personal benefits, what they gain. So, democracy, what they call democracy in Nigeria, is for the politicians. That's why
Mhm.
you see them, this one will become governor. When he finishes being a governor, you think he will retire and go back to his farm or go back to his industry that he has
They
built.
become kingmakers.
Yes, apart from being kingmakers, he wants to be a senator. So they,
Mhm.
when they finish for at the local level, they will start from local chairman. When they finish local chairman, they'll become representative in the state level. Then they'll become governor. From governor, they will now become senators. From senators, they'll become minister. From minister, they want to be president. Yeah, so Ludo is scheming himself so that when he finishes from Anambra, he will become president of the rogue country called Nigeria. That's all it is, a career for them.
Mhm.
So from beginning, they enter and they continue career of stealing. And they put all the machinery in place. They put gang boys, bandits that will be killing. Boko Haram is bandits. IPOB is bandits. All those ESN, they are all political bandits. They are not there for anybody's freedom. But they will lie. Just like they told people in the north when they were bringing Sharia, that they want them to practice correct Islam. And they now brought the military Boko Haram to take care of, so that they were lying to the people. That's the same way all these other people are lying to you in Southeast, that they're bringing freedom for you. They're not bringing any freedom. It's the politicians that are doing it. The politicians will use your children as political bandits and thugs.
Hmm.
And then you are running up and down thinking that they're doing something for you. The politicians are your enemy. They are your enemy, but we are not saying go about and start cutting their heads, because there's a way. This is 21st century. They have way these things are done. So the governance in Africa is not for solving problems. It's for making gains. That's why, rather than help Nigeria, we are going down, down, down. The politicians, all they want is to get in. They get in, even if it's obvious, they cannot change anything. Like Peter Obi is running. He wants to do this. He wants to do that. He knows he cannot do those things. And he has even promised them that he will not touch the constitution. I was discussing with somebody, he said, where did he say that he will not change the constitution? I said, you are following somebody, you don't even know the meetings he's granting, the interviews he's granting, to hear what he's saying, to hear what he's saying to the people. You don't even know. So why are you following this guy? Why are you promoting him to my people? Because they too want what they will gain. At the end, some of these people that are pushing these candidates to our people, at the end, they will give them positions. They will make them PAs, SAs, all this is what they will gain. It's bazaar going on. You just buy this, take this, take this, take this. Stealing. That's what is going on. Otherwise, why will politicians remain in office when it's obvious that they will never fulfill the people's mandate? Okay, let's say you actually had something in mind before you got in. Then you got in there and found out that you cannot change anything. You cannot implement anything. All the things that the people wanted you to do, that you could not do it. So why don't you resign? And then for the people, when the people that you thought you voted are not doing the right thing, why didn't you impeach them? Every day you're complaining about Buhari. Why did you impeach him? So you're not practicing democracy. You're just distracting everybody. There are democratic tools, but the first democratic tool is the constitution. So if that one is a fraud, if that one is illegitimate, how can the rest work? That's why nothing is working. All these people that are doing show for you and telling you how this one is not doing this, how this one is not doing this. Oh, indeed, but you have to remain in one Nigeria because that's your saving grace. What a fallacy.
Wow, somebody's listening to that.
Fallacy. And people are sitting down. Why is it that people are prone to listen to? I take my word. I chew it. But why do you like listening to lies? My people, why do you like being entertained by liars, people that are lying to you, people that actually do not know. There's what you call, fable. Like when people drink a lot, they start having memory lapses, and then they fill it in. They fill it in, and when they're saying it, they're saying whatever they're saying with confidence that they know what they're saying. Meanwhile, they had lapses and filled in lapses, and they're telling you things that did not happen, as if they were there when it happened. And you, they're telling, if you didn't go to verify, you actually believe them. That is what is happening to our people. They listen to people that have, like, they have gaps in their thought process and try to make sense from that type of talk. All politicians and political parties are the same in Nigeria. Same ideology. APC, PDP, ABGA, all of them, same ideology. That's why you see them. Labour, because I do not, because it's the same people, it's the same politicians. You move, the political parties are like rooms. You go from the living room to parlor to this one to this one. So you're moving from one place to the other because that's where you're going to. No ideology. If you had different ideologies, you will not just be. So it's just like one woman was describing it, like it's just a coat they wear. If you remove a PC cloth, you carry a PDP coat and wear. If you remove PDP on, if it's a labor that is now in vogue, he said, please give me the uniform of labor. You wear. That's why Peter Obi can become a PDP in the morning. In the evening, he's labor. No process, because the ideologies are the same. So the politicians are moving from one to the other. You will not get any change from that type of setup. The problem we have in Nigeria is a structural problem.
Mm.
On the ground, it is not personal change, because it's the same people you're choosing from one to the other. The system is the same. This system kept our youths ignorant and uninformed. Our people are so uninformed. Even those that went to university, they come out, they're not really informed. Some of the people here, they're also ignorant, because they are colonial the people that colonized, they had to lie to their people to do what they're doing in Africa. But now they are eager to know. They are trying to find out. But our own people are not eager to know the truth. They want to continue to deceive themselves with the lies that they've fed them all these years. You don't want to go and get a new information. So the youths, you see them today that are doing, like some people say, oh, this is the first time. I heard Vika saying, oh, this is the first time people are coming in mass to vote for somebody. What happened to you, Vika? Is your brain not working? What happened when they did Abiola? Did the people know everybody came to vote for Abiola? Even Good Luck. Ndị voted for Good Luck for him to even enter. So what changed after all that? Today is the youth, they keep distracting them with one thing or the other. Not too young to run. They carry that one, not too young to run. Where did he end? NSAS, NSAS. Now he's obedient. Do you even sit down and chew through processes? I was discussing with somebody else, okay. Normal adults, when you are thinking, you say, okay, if this happens, what will I do? If that happens, what will I do? You're doing obedience. Okay, if he doesn't win, what was your next thing to do? Okay, if he wins and they kill him like they killed Abiola, well, what will be the next? Or they didn't give him, like they didn't give Atiku and Peter that time. What will you do next? Or they didn't give Good Luck the second time. What will you do next? Okay, or they give him and they tie him down that he's not able to do anything. What will you do? And all these things, one will happen. One will happen. What is the next thing you do? Why do people behave this way? So we're looking at the international conference that happened at Port Harcourt, January 26th. Because, like, truth coming out, people are beginning to say, okay, it's like we know it's not new. Excuse me. It's not new what they're saying. But like we told you people last week, that the consensus is growing and widening. We are all agreeing that yes, this 1999 constitution is not the people that made it. And we need reconstruction. We are not saying amendments. We are not, you don't amend a fraud. You don't amend something that is it's not legitimate. If you have a passport, you are traveling, you have a passport that it's fraud, that is fake, what happens to you? They throw that passport inside trash and put you in prison. That's normal process. So if we say we did not make the 1999 constitution, the solution is not to review it. The solution is for us to put transition in place so that we can go and now make the way we want to live. That's the way it's done. That's the right thing. So, but we appreciate that they are agreeing with us. Obasanjo said, oh, that we need constitutional reconstruction. So now he's coming out in 2023, something that he had over 23 years ago. He continued to play around it, kill people, do all sorts of things that he did. Is now he's agreeing. Okay. So that means they knew the truth all along. But they kept denying it, and for personal gains. They kept denying it because he was working for them. They were benefiting from it. They did not care who was dying. So when he says we need a truly, mark the words, a truly people-led, people-made construction, that means that he's agreeing that 1999 constitution is not a truly people-made, people-led constitution. That means they lied when they said we the people made it.
And we are living in that lie all these years, soaking in it, running elections in it,
Exactly.
bringing our new leaders in it.
And we're expecting it to get results from it. So what do they mean when they say they are patriots? Where is the patriotism? So the patriotism has always been to their pockets.
Yep.
Not to the people. You see that the solution is not election, my people. Now that they have realized, even that Obasanjo that swore to uphold that 1999 constitution that he did not make, he did not know where they made it. They played game. He didn't even see the copy, he didn't see the draft. He just came, swore, and imposed it on our people and swore to uphold it and keep it. Now
Can you
he's
imagine?
saying, oh, we need a reconstruction. That means we need to start afresh. We need to go back to the foundation. So why are we now being pushed into another election? By what constitution will the person now rule? That new person, is he after he has finished saying uphold the constitution that he will not change it? Like Soludo. When you people were running after Soludo in Anambra State, we told you people that so far 1999 constitution is in place. He will not deliver your mandate.
Nope.
He will only
He has
do the
no
things.
Anambra to lead right now.
Exactly. There's no Anambra
Emperor to come and help him.
Exactly. It's the same thing that you are doing in Nigeria. That's the same thing happening to you. So what we need is transition. We need to stop these lies and criminality immediately. That's what we need to do. Somebody say, oh, you want Buhari to continue. You know, when you hear transition, it means whoever that was there stops immediately. So that we have transitional government, transitional people. I can hear some people already saying, so who is going to lead the transitional government? It's a process. That shouldn't be a problem at all. It shouldn't be a problem. We just want you to agree together to say we need to stop this mad rush. I saw one headline. They say INEC chairman said that there's international people are attacking the website of INEC. I saw go. So the only honest solution that we have is to trash this imposed 1999 Constitution. That's the only place you say, I'm an honest man, I'm an honest woman. We told you people that what anyone says about 1999 Constitution will show whether the person is an honest man or an honest woman. We have told you that this is the fraud, and this is the cause of all the problem that we're having. Why do you want to keep allowing it to be in place? Like they did in Chile 2020. They removed their military constitution. They did in South Africa 1990 to 1994. They went through a transition. They removed the apartheid constitution. This constitution is worse than apartheid constitution. It needs to go. That's the only honest solution, to trash it. We can't take anything out of it because we did not make it. We have to start afresh. So trashing that 1999 Constitution, we will tell you the implication, what that means. Once you agree, because it's already going on, the trashing is going on. That's the consensus that is increasing, and everybody's saying, yes, this needs to go, this needs to go, this needs to go. So for the caliphate and the class of 66, at this point, they have only two options available to them: to willingly surrender to the owners of Nigeria, the indigenous, the real owners, because the indigenous peoples are the owners of the land in that geographical space. The land belongs to them. Though you people have been stealing it, what you can do now, the caliphate and the military class of 66 that have held us captive, what you need to do now is to willingly surrender, or you will suffer a comprehensive defeat. And the shame will be too much. The shame and the aftermath will be too much.
And that fear you have about losing all the stuff you stole will actually happen to you.
Okay. For Britain, we say the bazaar is over. The free lunch is over. The madness that is going on. What we say bazaar is because in bazaar, everybody is like doing this and doing that and doing that. There's madness and criminality. Though some people are buying, but like everybody is there dragging this and dragging that. This one is dragging yam. This one is dragging chicken. This one is dragging this, like all those stuff. And
some are stealing all this stuff.
And some are stealing all the stuff before they even get to the table. Some are carrying it from behind. Some are stealing the money. You know, that is, oh, finish bazaar. Where's the money? They can't find everything because bazaar committee has done something. Like some people want to be part of bazaar committee. Why do they want to? You think they want to serve you? No, they want to steal the things from the bazaar. That's why they're coming there. Why some few ones are trying to buy legit, others are just there to steal the things gathered. Some are stealing yams, some are stealing chicken, some are stealing wrappers. And they will leave the poor people with nothing. The poor people will be at the bazaar watching why the rich ones are tearing chicken, eating the leg, eating like this. Poor people are there. Some will be in that bazaar from morning till night, especially in Nigeria, the bazaar in Nigeria, because in America, you might not understand the true picture. The bazaar in Nigeria, some people will stay, some poor people will stay from beginning of that bazaar to the end. They didn't eat one chicken leg because nobody remembered them. We're saying it's over for Britain. It's over. End of colonialism, slavery, and neocolonialism. For people that do not understand, we are not here. It's not local politics. It's not you and who table local government there. No, we are saying that colonialism in Africa, not just Nigeria, needs to end. All those fake borders and boundaries and all those things that you people put in Africa limiting us need to end now. That's what we're saying. It's bigger than what you are thinking. And they should begin to look for alternative to fund their government and drop this their stupid Commonwealth project that have used to steal from Africa and steal from the world. That's why there's chaos, terrorism everywhere. They have gone around to create chaos everywhere all over the world.
Sad.
It's enough. They have stolen for 500 years. They should sit down and begin to use their brain. If they don't have, they can call some of my brothers and sisters to teach them. Indian people are there, they're smart too. They should teach them how to manage their resources, because I can see some of them don't have brain. All they can do is go about stealing and killing people. If your government is sending you and you say you are MI5 or you are this to go and kill indigenous peoples, and then when you want to die, you start confessing. Better before you get to your deathbed, begin to think now. Diplomacy is not bullying the whole world. That is not diplomacy. You have turned it upside down. And that is not democracy in any form or shape. It needs to stop. This needs to stop. Because what goes around comes around. When you go about training and setting up terrorists in Africa, those will come back to your land. Because we're becoming a global village. The boundaries will not matter very soon. We will outplay you. And guess who will suffer? Your children. Then to the rogue unitary Nigeria project, those that think one Nigeria, one Nigeria, one Nigeria, we are telling you that your one Nigeria is a rogue state. Is a rogue state. There's nothing like one Nigeria. It's a rogue state. What needs to happen now is immediate dissolution. Because that's the default setting. And it has already happened. People are just waiting to go to their tents. The alarm has said to your tents, O Israel, what you're seeing as if is being held together is the criminals trying to hold it together so that you will finish up the stealing. So those of you who are deceiving yourself, thinking you have one Nigeria, is over. It has been dissolved. That's why you see the chaos in APC. There's Buhari is fighting Tinubu. He gets to politicians everywhere. He's in-house fighting because they're just trying to steal.
Oh my goodness. Oh. Hi.
Those that stole their things. The governors that stole, they're trying to see how they can keep it. That's what is happening. So there's immediate dissolution already going. That's the default setting that people are already going. Yoruba nation that are trying to take care of their land. People are going to take care of their land. The only way you will have anything, any union again that will be viable is for people to come on the table and discuss and draw up a new union agreement. The one that we have how we relate to one another, to our neighbors in it. We have over 300 ethnic nations. We are not saying we're going to have 300 nations. That's what we're saying. But we're saying that we recognize their identity and sit down and begin to discuss with their neighbors how they want to live going forward so that there will be mutual love, mutual respect. And then there will be sanctity of life. You will not be killing me. You will not be killing my children. There will be safety in the land again. And of course, it will have an exit clause because there's no marriage that is forever. It's based on terms and conditions. If you don't meet those terms and conditions, what you are saying is that you're no more interested in the marriage. And then you leave me with no option but to check out. Because everybody wants to be appreciated. Every individual, even babies, they want to be respected, they want to be appreciated. So in any relationship, be it family relationship, union relationship, community relationship, individual self-actualization is crucial. If I'm in a relationship and I'm not feeling myself anymore, I'm losing my identity as a human being. I cannot even actualize my being as a person. I want to leave that relationship. I don't care who I'm relating with. It's the same at family level. It's the same community level. It's the same at union national level. It's the same globally. We are human beings first. Humanity. We are human beings first. If I'm a human being, I want to make sure that whatever I'm doing to keep myself alive is also keeping my neighbor alive. It is my responsibility as a human being. Male, female, or whatever. And that's why the Bible says, if anything, you don't want anything to be done to you, don't do it to another person. That's why I like reading that book. Like they have in Europe, like we're saying at the beginning of this show. In Europe, all of them are independent. And they came together and say, European Union. Why can't we have a roundtable discussion where all the ethnic nations, we decide, we have a voice and say, first of all, this is who we are. If you are relating with us, these are terms and conditions so that we'll maintain who we are while we are relating with you, we'll have a union. That's how we move forward together. See, it will be a natural thing. For the
That
indigenous
that
people,
acknowledgement alone will mean a word to anyone.
exactly, exactly, exactly. So for the indigenous people, somebody will say, okay, when the 1999 constitution is trashed, what is it? What is there for the indigenous peoples, the ethnic nations? You will free yourself. You will have opportunity to free yourself from the shackles of caliphates and the military class of 66. That is there for you. You'll be free. And this is when to do it, not after election. This is when to do it. You need to stop this caliphate desperate push for caliphate's election agenda. It is not your election. 2023 election is not your election. It's caliphate's election and agenda. They have everything in place for them to produce a Fulani candidate,
Yep.
a Fulani president. That's what is happening. It is not your agenda. Because the Nigeria of today is not your agenda. It's not your Nigeria.
You're not even a citizen there.
You're not a
You're
citizen.
just living in an estate of Usman and Foden. You're just paying rent.
Exactly. This election, no, it's about election. It's like somebody carrying gasoline, carrying fuel, when there are so many things that can be on fire. Any minute from now, you're going to hear it. I know some religious people say, God forbid, not my portion. If God did not forbid the 1999 constitution from coming 23
And it
years
has been
ago,
your portion for
and
millions
it has
of
been your portion for 2020 years, that means that God understands that you are fake. You are the one that should forbid it, not God. God has given you the brain to say no to what you should say no to. It's not coming down. And what will happen to you will happen to you. No matter how many times you have to shout Jesus Christ. No matter, I see them every day, they're sharing paper. Prayer, prayer. Have you not prayed enough? Prayer without faith is dead. And faith means action. There are things you're supposed to do as individual. Other people did it in their nations. That's why they have their nations where you can send your children to go and school. Somebody built America. Somebody built Europe. Why can't we build Africa? Why can't we build our lands? You saw what happened at Osun State election. The almighty BVAS or whatever. He just failed again.
Hey.
They keep deceiving you. Oh, no, let's do this one. Oh, if you do this one, it will work. And if you do this one, it will work. Okay, let's just do this one. That is Fulani. And they will bring Igbo man to come and do BVA for them. And when they finish, they will remove him. So what happened in Osun State is that INEC, judiciary, BVA, everything, because they are controlled by Caliphate's 1999 constitution and for Caliphate mandates. So the more you look, the less you see. It's time for you to begin to ask your politicians correct questions and blow the type of whistle, the right whistle that you should blow. Not giving criminals mandates. Mandate to do what exactly? When there are hardcore evidence for treasonable felony committed by your so-called presidential candidates. Why do you want to give criminals mandates? What do you think they will do with your mandates? In the Anambra, you carried your mandates and gave to Soludo. With 1999 constitution in place, he cannot perform magic. There's widespread corruption and criminality everywhere, in every sector, oil and gas, federal inland revenue. People are seizing people's lands, stealing their land in the name of 1999 constitution, even the politicians. If you go to Lagos, you see what Tinubu did there. He steal people's land, everything, seize it, steal everything. And you can't ask them question because 1999 constitution has immunity for them. Government landed properties are converted to private properties. We are becoming poor and poor. Look at the corruption at Ikorodu, Lagos. Who killed Funshaw Williams? This man, does he not have a family? Does he not have a relation? I mean, Fusho Williams, Yoruba people. Who killed him? Why are people doing this? Why do you keep turning blind eye to criminality? And then you just sing along, sing along. Why are you singing along? It happened to another person yesterday. Today, it might be you. How will you feel if you are just wasted like that in the name of election? You think it's going to improve? You think it's going to change? It will be hotter. So far, you are under 1999 constitution that holds nobody accountable, that tries nobody, that prosecutes nobody, that has immunity for all the criminals and those benefiting from it. It will not get better. It will get worse. You will keep sacrificing your children and family members for their selfish gains. Let our people begin to push for people's agenda, not Caliphate's agenda. And the first step is pushing for people's constitution. People made constitution. It's time for you to take charge of your space and your future. I will stop here.
My dear, you can say that again. You can say that again. As we waste time listening to lies, listening to people that lack the capacity to do anything for us, listening to people that are jumping from one political party to another within 24 hours and then they are the party lead. When we continue to listen to pastors that have been building cathedrals and keeping us hungry in our land, when we give them our last, we give first fruit and second fruit and third fruit and all the fruits in the world and nothing changes. We know that we must take a different route to get our wants and our needs answered. What are some of the things that we can do now that we've heard that once you dispose 1999 constitution, we've given you the implications of what can happen. What is it that you, the stakeholder, can do? Because as we're speaking, we heard that they are trying to do the census for Nigeria. Nobody is talking about that, and they don't have state of origin in it. So what they are doing, trying to do is to accommodate all these people that they pack in a drop load, bus load and drop.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't have to identify which land they come from. So now they are coming again. You're coming again while you're obedient, running around, following people online that is talking propaganda, following everything, and our educated ones. When we, the adult, don't do what we're supposed to do, our children will suffer, including us. We must take charge of our space and our future. We must not take any goddamn census that cannot identify the state of origin where anybody comes from. They've been copying and stealing resources online. Let them go and copy how other people are doing census. Let them go and copy a sample of it and begin to use it. Because once again, they are trying to take over while we sit around and wait and be doing doing things that will not benefit us in any kind of way. We must take charge of our agriculture. Food is very, very important. When there's food insecurity, then you will be hearing, which I know there is now, with the flood that happened in Anambra and the Benue State and the rest of them. We know there's going to be a lot of food insecurity. Our mothers planted things in their backyard. Here we plant things. I plant ose, pepper in buckets. When the weather changes, I bring them into the garage. There are things you can do. We are not helpless. We are asking for the young ones, especially the ones hiding in the bush, the ones that are being killed and born as if they have nothing, for our good men and women to go and start bringing these children out for retraining, for skill acquisition. Instead of asking to meet the man that caused the problem, you can start now making an announcement and asking these boys to come out from wherever they are, from all their criminality, so that we can give them something to look forward to. We need to give them some sort of hope for them to agree to what we're doing. They have been in the bush for so long. They have been abandoned for so long. They have been neglected for so long. And now we want to keep giving accolade to the one person that caused all these problems. We must look into skill acquisition, like I said. Most importantly, we must secure our villages, because as they're trying to give numbers, which they have already given them, You, the so-called indigenous people, when you go to get your so-called Nigerian ID number, they will give you run around, give you circles, confuse you. Don't even, you wouldn't even get it. If you're lucky, you may get it in 3 months. But these people that come in truckload, they already have their numbers secured in their hands. Very soon they will be all over your villages, while our brothers are hiding in the forest and eating human beings. We have to secure our villages. We must look to understand who is sabotaging the people's autonomy right now. They are all over us. They call themselves different kind of names. They are governors. They are local chairman. They are everything. We see them benefiting from our sorrows. We see them started with nothing and now they have everything plus more. They are growing larger and larger and larger while we are growing smaller and smaller and smaller. They are making sure that they are working with Fulanis. I heard one of some random guy in our village that got recognized by Buhari. These are the people that went and stole land, took land from our people, tell them that they're bringing cashew business into the villages to give them job. But we know what they're doing with that, with those lands. Sabotage everywhere. We must start with our state governors. Like my sister said, we are not saying for you to go and cut their head and show us on Facebook. Oh, that's not what we're saying. There are ways we can stop these people. We can take our mandate back. We must compel them to stand with their people. We must compel them to stand on the side of the truth. We must push and push them to stand on the side of liberty and safety, because we cannot continue to allow them to play 419 with our lives. Hodges Okano will finish being the governor. He will now become the senator. He will now become the plane owner. He will now become the South African business owner. From where to where? Which money did you work for that you're using to do all these things? And all my boys are there 3 and leaving our youths in ignorance. In order to get all these things done, we know we cannot move forward without trashing that 1999 constitution. People are agreeing. Like I said, a grandmother that I spoke to in the village told me that's not 1999 constitution, Gianni. That was very heartwarming. Ninas have given us 5-point summary. And the reason why we read this out every year, every time, so that people will not go and say, oh, I know Tony, I know Ninas, I know this. We want you guys to understand these 5 things. If all of the things that we'll be talking about, those that don't want to give us credit, they will rather go and give some person wearing coat, because in Africa, they don't respect women. They will rather give somebody as credits of what we've been telling them all along. What Ninas has been saying all along, they're still confused about it. We don't want you to be confused about this 5-point summary. Please, we are looking for an acknowledgement of grave constitutional grievances raised in union disputes as we declared in our constitutional force majeure. That's number 1 thing to do. We want an express commitment to decommission the imposed 1999 unitary constitution. Express, not election. Oh, only win here. Oh, only church and win here. No. We want these things to be done so that we can start on a good foundation. So that when we build our house, it will be a strong house that can sustain all of us for a very long time. We want an express commitment to share further national elections under the 1999 Constitution in order to initiate an immediate transitioning process for fresh constitutional protocols. We need a constitution that is for the people, by the people. We don't want the ones that was written in a hotel when your girlfriend was rubbing your big stomach. That made us all second class. I don't know if we're second class citizens. No, we are not. We don't have any class. We are renters in Usman and Fodio's estate.
Yep.
We want an invitation to the constituent peoples of Nigeria to work out the modalities for transitional arrangements, including mandate, time frame, membership, and ancillary matters.
Yep.
Obobo. While we're saying that all of these things, that we do need announcement of a time-bound 2-stage transitioning process, we shall in the first stage feature multi-regional referendums People are using this word, but they don't tell you where it's coming from. They're giving themselves credits left and right and center because they were reading Bible in the middle of the night, and the Holy Spirit use it and slap them first thing in the morning.
Told them why they were in toilets.
Or maybe where they are constipated in the toilets. And the purpose of this constitution of this referendum is to allow the people to speak. Like my sister said, we need to give everybody a voice, acknowledge them, and let them tell us what they want. I want to work on this marriage, or I don't want to work on this marriage. This union has done unforgivable things to me. I want to move forward. We want to give our people their voices back, the ones stolen by the British colonial masters. And then once that is done, based on what the outcome of the referendums are, then we'll move forward and decide how we are going to live as brothers and sisters or call it a day. Not confusing at all. Not confusing. We just want to be able to move forward. We want respect. We want a Yoruba man to come out and feel good. We want an Igbo person to come out and feel good. We want a Fulani person to come out and feel good in the forest where they belong because they don't own Nigeria.
Yep.
And if you're going to come to our land, you come like we live here in America. It's okay for you to come, but you're not calling to kill our people and take over our coming
Nope.
coming to add to what we have. And if you don't have that to give, it's okay for you to stay in the forest and urinate, drink the urine of a cow. It's okay. We want you to have that right. The same way we want
That's your self-determination. That's your self-determination.
that's your self-determination.
Intermediate.
It's not confusing at all. It's the British colonial terrorists that make it sound like we are fighting, we don't like you. No, we want what you want for yourself. And we want you to want what we want for ourselves.
So far, what you want is not to kill us.
Yeah, but they for themselves. If they want to live in the forest, you live there. But if you're coming to our own space, you abide by our rules and our regulations. It's okay. That's what we do here in America. When you come here, even if you're when you come here, one police stop and one ticket and cut
we'll reset your brain.
We'll reset your brain. You'll be asking $300 for this small speed. You will write a check.
500 for throwing paper on the ground.
Okay.
There you understand.
It's not that hard. We don't have anything against the Fulanis. We have everything against anyone coming to kill our people.
Yep.
Coming to take over our resources and misuse it. I wish you guys are even using it to elevate your people. At least we'll see something coming out of it.
Because they're criminals.
We have criminals in powers. Now, so can you see everybody on why we are fighting each other? As you guys are there using our resources to enrich yourselves and give some to your girlfriends and pack the rest of the money in your bedroom.
Yes, and invite China to take over the remaining space that they didn't take. Imagine the audacity.
And invite China to come and take our resources and give us the things that we know is not going to last.
Nonsense.
And we are owing them billions of loans for that.
Selling our great-grandchildren.
Enough of the madness, my people. Enough. As announcement, we are saying that we must stop this journey to renew our slavery. I don't want to be in a slave camp of Usman Danfodio anymore. Usman Danfodio should have his own camp. It's okay somewhere, but he shouldn't be in my own space. Where his right ends is where my right begins.
Exactly.
We have our sister that does Smart African. I love her show. It's a few minutes video that try to reset your brain, because I know a lot of you guys, if you are not showing breasts, you're not understanding. If we are not shaking booty, you're not understanding. Her show allows you to listen to a few minutes of some good information and move with it. On Tuesdays, we are using Tuesdays to share the Nina's news. I know a lot of you don't want to share it. You give yourself credit. For those that do want to share it, please, on Tuesdays is the right day. Not that you cannot share it on any other day. We just mostly do it on Tuesday just to get more numbers. And if you want to learn more about what we're doing, please visit ninasvoice.org. It has plenty of information, videos, small videos for you to understand, so that nobody will come on their show and have you be sitting there and watching and not learning anything. And we're saying that we must insist on transitioning now and not selection, because they will select who your leader is going to be. Their PVA or whatever will stop working, and they will emerge. They will allow whoever they want to emerge. And if it happens to be your brother, forget it. It's like having Obama as president here. We are dancing, hey, whoa, black president, black president. Well, nothing happened to
Good
us.
example.
Change.
Nothing happened for people here, nothing happened for people in Africa.
He didn't even go and visit the most populous country one in Africa.
Never.
when, when other people were there, they were coming to visit. That's what will happen
Yeah.
to you guys.
Yep.
And if he happens to win, you guys will be they will lock him up. Any move he make, he say, "Oh, you're trying to do Igbo thing." If you don't, oh, you're trying to act here like you're an Igbo. Oh,
Exactly.
are you an Igbo man? You know, Igbo
You
presidency.
say,
So
no, I'm not
all he
Igbo.
will be doing is walking on eggshell.
Yep.
For all the people that endorsed him and gave him money and gave him this and gave him this, your life will never change.
I'll talk, Rena.
And every time you
Like good luck.
see him, he'll be wearing the same watch to let you know that
Yes.
nothing has changed.
No shishi. No shishi.
No shishi.
My dear,
You will be hungry. He will keep money in their bank and refuse to pay everybody else.
I'll talk, Rena.
So all we're asking is for the right things to be done so that we can move forward in earnest.
Yep.
So we can move forward. Why are we playing games with the lives of our children? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why are we still at the elementary level of what we are singing as children? Why are we still at that level? We are not asking questions. We are not following through. You're voting for someone that is telling you that he has no problem with 1999 Constitution. He's not going to touch 1999 Constitution. The poor guy has been honest about that. And you're saying, no, let's vote for him. Oh, in your hand, then my happy and we'll go from happy and and convince him otherwise. Your plan is not even possible. Have you considered if what your plan, if it doesn't work out, what will happen? Have you considered that? The implications. We have to do better, my people. This is not hard at all. So please continue to help us to share this information. You know that our people is working hard to make sure that our people don't get this information, which is okay. Which is okay. They didn't get here because this is not the only platforms that we have. We want to be able to educate, inform our people. We want them to be well informed so that we begin to make the right decision, because we don't want to make any decision based on wrong information. That will lead us to the
based on sentiments.
Or based on sentiments.
This person is from my place. This person is from my place. That's not the topic.
That's not the topic. We have passed that stage.
Yeah.
We are not at elementary level. What's the purpose of being the most educated fools in America when we cannot even dissect such a problem that we are doing here every day? Simple problem. You live in America and you're enjoying it because it's based on the constitution of the people, by the people, for the people.
Exactly.
But you want us to live in happy and way. So that your brother will be the owner of Nigerian airport and you will swing by while other people are there sweating.
Nope.
You want to leave us in that condition?
Don't want that up anymore.
We want a place where everybody will be moving forward.
Equity.
Why can't we look for that? Why are we looking for us to be the only one that is doing well?
No.
It's heartbreaking. Our brother Ojiako said China is surely buying Africa. They are using granting loans to African countries to guarantee a new version of slavery of black. Oh yeah, they've said it, so they are not hiding it. My brother Ojiako.
They're even buying America, sir. Under Democrats.
Yeah,
America.
Yeah, it's true. One of our Texas senator here put up a bill to say that he doesn't want China buying any real estate here in America anymore. So we know, my brother, and that's why we say we don't have time to leave stooges in power to making decisions for us. People that their house is on fire and they're busy removing meat from their teeth.
Or Abechi that will be signing document that he could not read and did not
signing document that is in Chinese.
Yeah, you don't know what they said.
Mandarin, how?
And you're not saying anything. Why wouldn't you? How about you making the document and then signing it in English?
Yeah, you can even ask Google to translate it for you.
Okay.
He'll give you some version of it.
But he has to go and catch up with the girls he kept in the hotel. So what time will he have? Then he starts sleeping. Sleep throughout the meeting. It's enough. We're not doing that anymore. It's over.
Oh, my people, if you guys only know. If you only know what we want for you guys, so if you only knew what we want for you guys, I'm sorry. If you only knew, the Bible said that you don't even know what the love and the things that I have for you up there. If you only knew what we have for you guys, we would have ended this a long time ago. Mm. It's okay for everybody to enjoy, truly enjoy. It's okay not to have a maid. When they come, you pay them, they finish working and go to their home if that's what they're doing. We want our maid to drive to the with their cars to your house for cleaning, like they
We
do
pay
here.
them for hours, and you can automate your house. You don't need to enslave others for us to have our houses clean.
So there is a
Everybody's
way.
working and making money.
There is a way out. Let's do the right.
Self-actualization. Yeah.
Let's do the right thing. So thank you so much. As usual, please help us to share. We are so happy to have you. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.
Bye.